Hello and welcome back to a new episode of our Worst Weapons run in Ultimate General Civil War. And today is going to be the final day in the Battle of Chickamauga. The Confederates are going to launch their assault with over 57,500 soldiers and 233 artillery pieces, while we are going to defend with 60,900 soldiers and 280 guns. Our forces are still in quite well condition, and as far as I can recall, we haven't suffered a single officer casualty yet. Our first corps is quite depleted, while our second corps hasn't really taken any casualties so far. And now it is time to win this battle once and for all. Kelly's Field constitutes our strongest defensive position. If the Confederates break us here, our left flank will collapse. The defenses at Brotherson's Cabin are formidable and secure our center. Vineyards Field controls our right flank. Our army is overstretched, reaching Lee and Gordon's Mill, which is now vulnerable to attack from the northeast. However, the enemy is not expected to strike here in force, so light guard will suffice for now. General, if we manage to hold our positions today, we can certainly claim a great victory. The battle now is at its most critical point. The Confederates' right wing is preparing to assault us under the command of General Polk. The Confederate left is commanded by James Longstreet, who is threatening our center. His forces include elite brigades from Virginia, led by General Hood. We know that the left flank is reinforced with fresh cavalry reinforcements, and we should be wary of their advance. The battle can begin, and for now our soldiers are rushing into action. We get Stafford, Garfield and McCall to hold this flank, while our Sharps are going to hold the contested position on Horseshoe Ridge. We have some 10-pounders that are setting up behind our lines, these 6-pounders are holding our north, and in general I am quite pleased with the situation over here. Down here, however, we have to push forward. We can hold this ground fairly easily without allowing the enemy to get any cover in the woods. Therefore, I am going to push forward along the entire front line. If something doesn't work as planned, we of course have the option to fall back. Pleasanton, I want you also further to the north, to our center. You're going to arrive late, but you're still going to make it. And down here we have to disperse our artillery. We have sent multiple brigades down to hold this crossing. And we have multiple 6-pounders and 10-pounders and 12-pounders willing to march down here as well. Let's get these 6-pounders and 12-pounders also into our center. And it is going to take some time until everything is going to be organized. Jones is about to collide with Gracie. The rest is still on the way. These boys need to make it on the double to make sure nothing happens over here. We have a strong contingent of our force going to protect this area. Jones is almost in cover. Very good. This should allow us to hold back Gracie with ease. These 10-pounders, I need them to push forward as well. Jones, hold your ground. Our hunters are going to move on Gracie's flank. Griffin is going to make it over here. Kite is going to move as a last reserve over here. If we hold this crossing, the enemy can't outflank us. 6-pounders and 10-pounders are of course going to make sure that nothing is going to break our lines over here. Let's give all of our soldiers the hold command. Unfortunately, I can't relieve Mahone of his duties. And I've spotted a slight gap in our line over here. Let's hope McCord's forces are strong enough to hold that. Cook, I'm going to send you a little bit further to the north. This should be strong enough to hold up. General Trash Panda, you're needed down. And I want these 10-pounders to move further to this direction. These 6-pounders can also move closer into the forest, because I believe a strong enemy force to attack over here. How's the situation down here looking? We have our farmers as a reserve. We are battling down with these skirmishers. And I want Garfield's soldiers to hold this gap. Garfield is completely fresh and therefore can do this duty. Scales is the last reserve over here with Braxton. 10-pounders are setting up to attack Gracie. Griffin can stop running. And Gracie has already suffered a few casualties. Hunters, are you able to open up? Kite is coming up, Griffin is coming up, General Grant, you're also going to move down. And Colonel Ken Jones is wounded, our first officer casualty. The 6-pounders and 12-pounders are coming down, these 10-pounders are also about to set up. And I do not expect the enemy to do any form of real damage down here. Bidwell is fresh, Stahl not so much, and Sherma is also quite fresh. We see enemy skirmishers under Morgan in the area. We're going to send Bragg forward, and our snipers have secured Horseshoe Ridge. We can see Avery's cavalry coming up. Let's give all of our soldiers the hold command to make sure nobody is going to repel us from these positions. There's Gracie falling back. Layden's artillery is in the area. Hunters, you're allowed to fall back momentarily. Avery is trying to break through. What a foolish decision. And now he has taken easily 100 casualties. Let's get Jones forward. Let's get Griffin forward. Let's get Kite forward. 10-pounders are setting up. They have some cover. Enemy skirmishers are basically everything the enemy has to spare down here. And to our south we sometimes get a glimpse of the enemy, but then they disappear again. It looks like some artillery tries to break through, but they are never even able to reach our lines. Avery is coming up again. Let's order our soldiers to hold their ground once more. And if everything works out correctly, Gracie is going to be stopped in the water. And I was mistaken, the enemy actually tries to break through our lines. Wow, this unit almost got completely annihilated in their first attack. We now also get more contact in the north. Let's figure out what we can do to help. These 10-pounders need to focus on Fulton, he is in the water. All of our larger artillery pieces need to focus on larger units. Down here, McCord is bleeding severely. We can send Canfield forward to help on the double, please. We can send Russell out to help, but we also need to send some skirmishers out to make sure that he does not get overrun. Stafford, I am going to get you back to hold this gap. McCord should be strong enough to hold out alone. And to make sure that our snipers are not going to get isolated in case the enemy outflanks us in a large scale, I'm going to get Garfield to the north. Toon, you're going to move up to attack Robertson. Garnett, you're going to shift out slightly, maybe you can get on Humphrey. Braxton is holding back a large amount of enemy forces. And I think these 10-pounders can get on Layden. Enemy cavalry in the meantime tries to get themselves killed, and they are succeeding in that attempt. 10-pounders open up on Cruz. Harrison is withdrawing, and there is General Wheeler. And if the enemy continues like that, they're going to burn through all of their cavalry. Speaking of cavalry, Avery is trying again to break our lines. Once more, his attack is going to be repelled, and we are repelling him with absolute ease. Gracie's also coming up again. Morgan's skirmishers are in the water. We are hitting Layden. Braxton is taking some casualties. But all in all, we are holding quite well, and we are getting some 6-pounders and some 12-pounders in the area to help us in our defense. Fulton should be repelled easily. Price is taking some damage. Can we get something down? Pleasanton, you are going to get down here. Do we have supplies anywhere? Yes, we have Swallow that we can send down. And we can send Alive further down here. Polk is moving his forces further to the north. Russell has taken a few casualties. He's down to 1200 soldiers. We can also send out his skirmishers on the flank. These 10-pounders are doing a good job. We have a strong unit under Dashler coming up. Adams, in the meantime, is withdrawing. McCord is down to 1100 soldiers. We can send Stafford to replace him. Stafford on the double. Russell's skirmishers, you are on the enemy flank. Hold your ground and fire down on him. Russell is not going to be able to withstand this amount of fire for a long time. But they still need to hold out for a little while longer. I am going to get our reboards into cover. I think it would be wiser to peel back with Russell and his skirmishers once we have replaced McCord. Reboards, double time it. Polk is taking more and more casualties, but his fire is still strong. Russell's skirmishers are taking more and more casualties. Let's order them to fall back. And we can see that we are holding along the entire front line. We should soon see some Confederate units falling back. Toon apparently was repelled. Let's send him forward again. He took 400 casualties. Garfield is getting hit by Robertson and is unable to shoot back. Hoffman is also taking severe casualties. Maybe it would have been wiser to cling to the defenses that were prepared for us. Down here, Harrison's cavalry was destroyed. I am going to send Stahl north. Jones, you're going to double time it on Gracie. Griffin, you're going to make it forward so that you can hit those skirmishers that are trying to outflank us. Everyone down here needs to get on this unit. These 10-pounders need to shift. Once Gracie is repelled, we are going to attack the enemy flank. Major General Dustin Kraft is wounded. Garnett is allowed to fall back slightly. Enemy firepower is overwhelming us. Pleasanton, you need to get forward. Over here, Russell can fall back. I'm going to send him to our far northern section. His skirmishers are allowed to reattach. Garfield is going to be allowed in cover. 10-pounders open up on Polk. And I am under the suspicion that Russell's skirmishers are going to be catched. Yeah. So far unable to withdraw. We have McCord still in the area. I'm going to send him to our center. McCook, are you able to get on Actor's flank without shifting? You should be able to do so. This should hopefully force this unit off the battlefield. These 6-pounders are opening up on Cohen together with these 10-pounders. Fortin is fighting. He has only 400 soldiers. Kershaw is down to 1700, but our men are slowly bleeding out under their impressive loads of fire. Gracie is still fighting. And I'm going to order Kite forward to help in the defense over here. Stahl has now reached our lines. And as the morale of Jones is still quite well, I am going to send him forward. to hopefully assault the flank of Gracie. Come on, open up. Yes! This was enough to drive them back. Hunters, you're going to push up. Bragg, you can stay behind. You're going to protect this crossing. Stahl, you're also going to prepare to cross. We're going to attack later. And after that, we are going to try to get these skirmishers driven away from our positions. Let's just hope our center holds. Our first corps lost over 16%, almost 70% of their entire force. And we can't really do much against it. I am going to send our reboards out. They should hopefully be able to deal with poke. Russell skirmishers can reattach. McCord's men are going to take over the position of our reboards. Come on, reboards, you need to make it. Open up. And now you need to get as close as you can to poke. This should open up his flank and allow us to drive him off the field. Over here we can see some skirmishers falling back. We can see Robertson falling back. Garfield got repelled though. Hoffman lost over 600 soldiers. Some of our forces are otherwise completely ignored by the enemy. I am going to send our farmers into that gap. Toon is also going to fall back soon. But we have Jones in the area and we have our hunters in the area. Let's get Stahl forward. We are attacking Leyden, we are attacking Hambrick. And to our far south it looks like we might have broken the last of the cavalry resistance. Let's get Bidwell skirmishers reattached and order Bidwell to march north as well. Hamrick is taking barely any casualties, otherwise I would order Jones to charge Leyden. Unfortunately, we lack the firepower to do so. We're going to send Stahl in front of our hunters. Leyden is now falling back momentarily. Let's order Jones to focus, but to hold his fire on Gracie. Once Gracie is defeated, we can push forward. Garfield can rejoin the fight, but I am going to send him behind our farmers. Toon only has 1200 soldiers remaining. Garnett has only 1000 men remaining. If only we could really do something. We can send Skates forward to help in the defense. But this is opening up a gap in our lines. Gracie is falling back. Jones, you can now focus on Hambrick. Stahl, move forward. Hunters, move forward. You need to protect our side. Bragg is going to remain over here. These 10 pounders can shift further to the north. Grant, move forward. And the 6 pounders I want to focus on Kershaw. Farmers are getting ready. Bragg and Brown are moving. How is the situation with our reboards looking? Reboards are slowly out killing poke. One more volley, boys. Not much damage. Maybe we can charge poke. We have the perfect weapon to do so. But there is enemy artillery. We were previously unable to see them. And now it is too late to stop our advance. Hotchkiss artillery is on our flank. Meaning that this attack is most likely going to break down. The numbers of our reboards are dropping. But so are those of poke. Yeah, our reboards are getting outflanked. We have very little that we can do to support. 10 pounders open up on the enemy in our center. They are trying to break through. Cook, you are going to hold, but you're still hopefully able to defeat Actor. He has only 270 soldiers remaining. There's the entire enemy artillery. Our reboards were repelled. Yes! One enemy brigade destroyed. Over here, luckily, we have gotten some breathing room. Can we get Whitting forward slightly to better hit the enemy over here? Farmers are bleeding. And we have the option to replace 2. Let's get Scales into that position. And we have to do that on the double. Garnett is down to 940 soldiers. Stark, open up on Banksy if you can. On Blakey. My apologies. Griffin over the river. Jones, move forward. Stahl, move forward. Hunters, move forward. Gracie must be somewhere around here. We do not know where, but we are sure we are going to fight her. Davies, get down to deliver ammunition. And Grant, you also need to push up. There's Layden's battery. And there are also some supplies. Kite should be able to open up on the enemy. Kite is in the water. Let's try to get him out there. Griffin is moving up. Ammunition is run out, but our supplies are coming up. And within 1 or 2 volleys, we have once more repelled Layden. Trick is a problem, but we should be able to work around him. We now need to hold long enough in our center so that our flank can clear the enemy. Stahl, you're going to fire and move closer to Layden. Bidwell, move forward. Jones has taken a lot of casualties, but he's also doing a lot of casualties. And I want Garnett to withdraw. Benning is down to 500 soldiers. There are multiple skirmishers on our flank. Braxton has taken over 700 casualties. Let's hope we can hold. Now, Stahl, charge down Layden. Hunters, open up. Bidwell, move forward. I have lost eyes on Gracie. Trick is slowly bleeding out. Let's get our soldiers dispersed. How is the situation to our north looking? Hoffman has taken a lot of casualties. Well, we were able to limit our losses in the first days of fighting. We can see another Confederate brigade breaking. Dashler got repelled. Very good. Our reboards are still withdrawing. I guess they were able to gather and then got attacked again. But it looks like numbers are getting more and more into our favor. Let's get all of the men moving forward. Bidwell also move forward. Enemy artillery is coming in from somewhere down there, but we were able to destroy some of their guns. Let's disperse our soldiers over a wide front. Let's make sure artillery and ammunition supplies keep up. And Bragg still needs to hold this vital crossing. 7 hours left to hold. Thompson is trying to attack us. This is not going to work out well for him. Over here, Hambrick is falling back. Very good. Thompson is falling back. Jones, you still need to work along the enemy flank. Stahl also needs to push up. These hunters need to push up. General Grant is keeping up with his men. Very good. Kite, move forward. Griffin, move forward. The plan is now to force these skirmishers to withdraw. So far we are holding quite well. Can we get up into fire on Stowell? He is a relatively bled out unit. Looks like the majority of the enemy isn't willing to fight over here. Our reboards have gathered their ground. I'm going to get them into our center. They have basically completely exhausted themselves. There's nothing more they can really do. These skirmishers should be repelled shortly. We have found enemy artillery lines. And we have enemy supplies behind our rear. I'm not going to focus on enemy supplies. We lack the maneuverability to get them. Our hunters got hit hard by the enemy artillery. Stahl, you are once more going to be ordered directly through those guns. There's nothing more that we can effectively do. Over here, Doles is opening his flank. He is maneuvering. Let's get him. Nice fire, but unfortunately he is still in the fight. Let's get our hunters forward again. Star, can you deal with those skirmishers? There the enemy artillery is beginning to rout. Bidwell, you need to push forward. You don't need to run anymore, you are completely exhausted. We see enemies retreating from there. These has suffered severely. He is down to 1,100 soldiers. And if I remember correctly, this brigade was over 2,500 men strong at the beginning of the battle. Kite, move forward. Griffin, move forward. We hear a desperate charge. Davies, move up. Humphrey is trying to break Stark. Stark is still in the area. Garnett should be able to fire as soon as their lights collide. 6-pounders, get ready. If these boys stay in cover, maybe you can get Humphrey. These 10-pounders are also opening up to get Humphrey. And Stahl is continuously hunting those artillery pieces. Trick is down to 900 soldiers. Dees is about to rout. These skirmishers have been repelled. Stark held against the enemy attack, but is also about to rout. I am trying to retreat him. There he is wavering. How are the casualties looking? We have 20% losses and 21% losses in our corps. We have suffered over 17,000 casualties, meaning that we have once more lost more soldiers than we are able to replace. Exactly what I didn't want to happen. But as long as we're doing much worse to the Confederates, I am pleased. Let's get our hunters through those artillery pieces and get Stahl forward on the enemy infantry. Our farmers have bled severely. They're down to 980 soldiers. Down here, McNair is still on the field. Stowell is still on the field. Stafford is holding, but he also took severe casualties. I'm unwilling to get our soldiers out. We know that they have a lot of artillery in the area. And it's simply not worth it. Stahl, you are going to get forward on Culpepper's artillery. Robertson is trying to break us, but Robertson is getting shelled from multiple directions and he is in the minority. Jones, open up on Kelly's exposed flank. Bidwell, can you move through Trick? Maybe we can make some prisoners. And our hunters are ordered to charge down this retreating artillery. Griffin, are you able to charge down Kelly? Good volley from Jones. Kelly is still on the field. Over here, Robertson is falling back. Garnett, are you able to hit Jackson or is he out of range? I think he's out of range. Kelly is falling back. And we need to get Jones forward. We also need to get Grant forward. And these 10-pounders can keep up. We are slowly turning the flank of the Confederates. To our north, casualties are high, but we are holding. The hunters have dealt with the enemy artillery over here. Let's get them on Culpeper. Bidwell is fighting Trick. Stahl is fighting. Their Trick is running. Let's get Griffin forward. Let's get Jones further on this side. And the 6-pounders, I want to focus on these. Now, Braxton, you're going to be ordered out of your position. You're going to help in the attack on Jackson. Jackson is the leading man. Yeah, there he is routed. Not broken, but at least withdrawing. Griffin, move up. Bidwell, reform your ranks. Jones is moving to the north. Stahl can move further up. We have found more enemy guns. Hunters move on Culpepper. Humphreys is still fighting. And Braxton is moving forward. We should see Kelly breaking any minute now. Bidwell is getting flanked. I do not exactly know from who or what. Stahl took over 420 casualties, almost destroyed 1,000 enemy forces. Williams and Smith artillery are still in the area and we need to deal with them. Our snipers can only do so much. Let's get Jones over there. Humphreys is down to 970 soldiers. He is now falling back. Let's get Braxton forward. More. Kite is moving forward. Let's make sure supplies keep flowing. It would be very tempting to get those supplies, but we are unable to get that. Whitting, you need to focus on the enemy in front of you. Hoffman is getting flanked as he tried to repel that attack. We need to get Garfield back in the action. Hoffman is most likely going to be routed soon. Pleasanton, you can fall back. Sweeney is going to take your position. Over here we are still holding under immense pressure. McNair and Whittaker, are you able to get out? Whittaker, I am going to leave your skirmishers behind. These 6-pounders I also want in the center. Maybe this is going to help in our northern section. The enemy is getting pressed further and further into the north. Jones has almost raided to Williams and Smith. Let's get our hunters forward. And the 6-pounders need to open up on the exposed flank of these. Trick is falling back. He is down to 580 soldiers now. Jones, open up on Williams. Stahl, move forward. Hunters, open up on Culpepper. Kite, open up on Stahl. And Braxton, you need to move forward again. These 10-pounders also need to move up. And we are now taking massive casualties. We have almost lost a quarter of our forces. And if we had better weapons, we would of course be able to trade out much more casualties with the enemy, but this is simply not possible in our situation. Very good. Stahl was able to rout Williams. Now focus on Strahl down here. Our hunters need to focus on Culpepper. Jones, you need to focus now on Smith. Over here we have almost broken McNair. He's down to 5,300 soldiers. The Confederates are simply unwilling to give up. Supplies are needed down here. Mahone is surprisingly still holding, even though he has been in contact for so long. Whittaker, I'm going to send you forward. Maybe we can hunt down some enemy artillery that is causing so many casualties. Jones, move up on Smith. And now that Stahl is falling back, we can move forward with Stahl on the enemy artillery, while Bidwell moves forward and Griffin moves forward. Kent move up. Braxton took out over 1,500 enemies, but also suffered 800 casualties. Dees tried to push. He's down to 700 soldiers. Most likely one of the brigades with the highest casualty count of the entire battle. Scales move up on Morgan. Our farmers are able to fire from this range. Quite surprisingly, Whitting is now under immense pressure. Can we get Sweeney on McNair? How's the situation over here? Whittaker, can you get through Hotchkiss? McCord was able to drive away Polk. He can also move up. Good volley on Hotchkiss. Keep on moving up. And move up on the double if possible. Culpepper is down to 182 soldiers. Let's finish him off before they tear us apart. And it looks like this entire section of the enemy front line just collapsed. Let's get our guys forward. And make sure the Confederates lead out. Unfortunately, none of their soldiers want to surrender. Whittaker is fighting. I can't click Hotchkiss. Come on. Yeah, now I can click on Hotchkiss. Order him to charge. McCord, you need to focus on Polk. Stafford, you need to get out of your fortifications. The same goes with Canfield. We need to buy time for our soldiers. Stafford delivered a good volley. Now he needs to get back, otherwise 3 brigades are going to outnumber him. McCord needs to open up on Polk. Come on. Good volley. Unfortunately, I can't send him to the support in the north because we lack the men in the area. Jones needs to move around Smith. The enemy has now established new defenses. Braxton, you can fall back. Scales can move forward. Kite can move forward. And our farmers are unleashing another volley into Trick. Our supplies are unfortunately empty. Over here, these 10-pounders can move forward. These 10-pounders can move forward. The same goes with Davies and General Grant. And there Smith is down to 199 soldiers. Scales open up on Dees. Sweeney, you can also start pushing over here. It looks like we broke the enemy that was in the area. Pleasanton is still going to be ordered forward to block that gap. Stoll is almost annihilated. Multiple enemy units are about to break. Unfortunately, Whittaker was repelled. We have 3 enemy batteries now along our lines. McCord, I am going to order you back therefore. Come on, everyone over here, get back into defensive positions. Whittaker, as soon as I can, I'm also going to order you back. Pleasanton, you need to move forward on this battery. It is about to flank Sweeney. It looks like we were able to destroy another battery. Enemy resistance is still quite stiff. Let's make sure Scales moves forward a bit to get on the flank of Humphreys, or better Kershaw. And let's hope we can request quite a lot of soldiers after this battle, because we are burning through our men. We have lost a quarter of our forces in our 2nd Corps. Our casualties are going to be much higher than what we are going to get as replacements. They're Sharp, another unit that has lost severely. Scales open up on Humphrey. Farmers, reload quicker, you have the rear of the enemy exposed. We still have some supplies over here, let's get them north. Our soldiers are completely exhausted, we can see some enemy forces falling back over here. Whittaker, you are going to make it back to our lines and you are going to move on the double. Move as quickly as you can. Mahone and Upton are still battling the enemy, but unfortunately their ammunition supplies are completely exhausted. Pleasanton, you're going to move to the north. Your skirmishers are going to hunt down Eldridge artillery. And I want Jones to focus on Sharp. Can we get some supplies to the north? Hunters are struggling to get Williams, they're out of ammunition, but I doubt our supplies are ever going to reach them. And it looks like these skirmishers are about to break. Sheffield is going to be repelled soon. We have multiple brigades opening up on them. Hunters, make sure Williams does not destroy us. Pleasanton needs to move forward on Eldridge, keep them routed, while his main force is going to take Wood. And we are slowly but surely annihilating the enemy. Griffin, you need to move forward in front of Bidwell. Bidwell, you're going to move forward in front of Stahl. Stahl, you move over here. Jones, you move over here. We need to continue to encircle the enemy. We were able to drive back that force over there. Clayton is coming up. He is willing to attack Pleasanton, opening up his flank to Upton and Price. Pleasanton skirmishers are going to be repelled as they try to battle against Eldridge and now Graves, but they are going to buy us the time that we need. Williams is still on the field. Jones, you need to shift. These supplies are now unfortunately empty. Let's get the boys forward. We hear a charge, I guess from Humphreys. Clayton wants to come up. To our north, this situation is finally under control. There are no more enemies willing to contest us. Pleasanton skirmishers, you are allowed to fall back. There's no point in sacrificing you now that we have stabilized our lines. Griffin, move forward. Kite, you do not need to pull up this much. You are almost completely done. Sharp is down to 900 soldiers. Williams' battery is routing once more. Hunters, get ready. Jones took a lot of casualties. Come on boys, keep up. 6-pounders open up on that exposed flank. Where are our 10-pounders? We have just destroyed another group of skirmishers. Kershew is also almost done. Let's get our farmers forward. Yes, Kershew is destroyed. And it looks like Polk tried to attack again. Cook, can you get fire on Polk's flank? Whittaker, I want you to move up as well. Mahone and Upton have destroyed a lot of enemy forces and only took a few casualties. This is very nice to see. Pleasanton, you are going to attack. Over here, Williams is almost annihilated. Let's get Scales and Griffin forward. The same goes with Bidwell. Stahl, I want you over here. Jones, can you get on Williams? Hunter snipers, why are you always running away? And it looks like the enemy tries to charge. Let's make sure they regret that decision. Come on, Jones. Ah, very good. A load of lead directly into their faces and they begin to withdraw. Let's get Griffins forward. Let's get Garfield forward. Let's get Whitting forward. Now it is payback time. General Grant, keep up. 10 pounders, can you hit Williams' artillery before they reform? Bridwell, open up in the flank of Strahl. Very good. Strahl is routed, not destroyed, but routed. And we hear melee fighting, but I can't see anyone in melee. Polk is falling back. He is down to 500 soldiers. He is one of the units that cause the most headaches for us. Pleasanton, I want you back in cover. The same goes with your skirmishers. Our next target is right, another experienced unit. These skirmishers are also going to be destroyed on the way. Stahl is now getting ready. Our hunters are getting ready. General Grant, keep up. Come on, everyone, unleash. Yes, there's right withdrawing. Garfield still has ammunition. He took over 700 casualties. I would like to keep him out of the fight, but, well, we do not have a lot of soldiers that can still perform. Everyone, move forward and do that in a way that we can push back the enemy. Well, these skirmishers are surprisingly still holding, but they're not going to hold for long. Williams' artillery was apparently destroyed. Hoffman, push up over here. 10 pounders, open up on Eldridge. And Sweeney, your order to cross. These skirmishers now have been destroyed. Garfield, move forward. Scales, move forward. And Sweeney, now open up on Sheffield. Good volley. Sheffield is falling back. And now you're going to push on the enemy artillery. Pleasanton, you are also ordered forward again. 600 casualties, and he is going to suffer a lot more. Can we get our hunters forward? Sweeney, you need to run away. The enemy otherwise is going to open up on your flank. But within a short amount of time, we are definitely going to reach the enemy lines and turn their flank against them. How are the casualties looking so far? We still have 40,000 soldiers. We have lost roughly 17,000 men. The Confederates lost over 23,000. Pleasanton, forward on Eldridge. Right is going to be attacked by Sweeney. Whitting is going to open up on the flank of Sharp. Bidwell and Garfield open fire. Very good. There's this unit almost destroyed. Jones, move up. More enemies running over there. Price and Upton, you are going to move out as well. We have Graves artillery coming up. Mahone, move forward on the flank of Wood. We have Polk still willing to fight. God knows why. He is down to 400 soldiers. Strahl is charging. Stahl, hold your ground. Jones is coming up. Jones on the double. Come on, get ready. Shift. Very nice volley. There, this charging enemy is destroyed. Smith is falling back. Griffin, move forward onto the river line. Everyone, move forward onto the water. Jones, move over. Hunters, move over. Upton and Price, move forward on Graves. Pleasanton is needed to defeat Sheffield. Wright is falling back under heavy fire. Price, open up. And now push up further. Push up further. Upton, push up. Pleasanton, push up. Whitting and Sweeney, push up. Pleasanton, you're going to open up on the field, on the flank of Sheffield. Price, charge. Upton, you're going to move up over there. The enemy artillery tries to come in. Sheffield is now falling back. Sweeney, push up. Bidwell, push over. We have some resistance in those woods, but it is going to be cleared out in time. Well, these boys can push over. Garfield, push up. Scales can push up. Where are our 10-pounders and our general? Let's also order this line to move up. They're going to arrive late, but they still might be able to deliver some fire support. I don't know if a lot of enemies are still holding up over there. We know that they're still having artillery support. Upton, you need to push through Howard. Pleasanton, you need to move forward. Sweeney, move forward. Bidwell, move forward. Hunters took over 160 casualties, destroyed over 600 enemies. Scales destroyed over 1,600. An extremely successful unit. Price, open up on Graves. And Upton, you are going to charge down Hewitt. Pleasanton, can you shift on the flank of Sharp? Good volley, good volley. Stahl, you're going to shift up over here. And it looks like we are slowly working through their lines over here. Price, fire into the retreating Graves. And luckily the enemy is not turning their attention to Price. Let's get the boys to move forward. These boys need to move forward. Garfield, you can move up over here. And I sincerely hope that none of our units broke during this battle. Let's get these guys to push up over here. And in 2 hours, this bloodbath is finally going to be over. Price is getting blocked by Buckner. Let's order him to fire into the rear of Sharp. Upton is going to attack the enemy artillery once more. Whitting, you're going to attack Robertson. Over here we are about to close in on Wood. Stafford, can I get you out? He destroyed over 2,000 Confederates but took 700 casualties. With him we should be able to destroy Withell. There is Heath's brigade with 1,600 soldiers, a very strong unit. But we should be able to outflank them. Price, get on Graves. Pleasanton, you're going to get on Sheffield. Sweeney, move up. Griffin is marching to the north. They still have ammunition. Stahl is completely exhausted, but he also still has ammunition. Smith is falling back. Bidwell, move forward. And Wood is now getting attacked from 3 sides. Whitting and Upton, you're going to get on Robertson. Price, if possible, you are going to march through Graves' artillery. Pleasanton is going to protect you from Sharp's fire. Bidwell, you're going to charge Sheffield. I don't think the enemy has the option to really counter you. Braxton, move forward. Sweeney is also pushing up. We are unleashing a lot of fire into Sheffield. Surprisingly, he is still holding. Over here we are getting through Graves. Griffin, move up. Mahone, move up. We have Helm over here with his 1,600 soldiers holding us back. Upton, you're going to get around to hit Robertson. We have more artillery over there. 2 more hours are left to hold. Let's get Griffin further up the road. And we were able to defeat Sheffield. Stahl moved behind the enemy. And Price continued your pursuit of Graves. Pleasanton, move forward. Bidwell, can you march through Smith? This should get them in a melee and then destroyed. Braxton, move up. Pleasanton, now open up on their flank. Price is in a melee. He is going to get flanked, unfortunately. Nothing we can do about that. Stafford is getting flanked. Let's get him back into cover. He lost 900 soldiers. Mahone, move forward. And Skates can move forward. All in all, the casualties are far too high for my liking. But we have almost completely destroyed the Confederate army, and I am now going to finish them. Upton, open up on Robertson. Very good. Ham is getting attacked from multiple directions. He is bleeding out. Let's get Cook forward. Cook only took 29 casualties in this entire battle and destroyed over 1,000 enemy forces. All these boys I'm going to send over here. Where's General Grant? He is over there. Let's get him forward. Our 10-pounders can set up. They're not important anymore for the battle. Let's get Pleasanton forward. Let's get Bidwell forward. Let's get Sweeney forward as well. Price was able to destroy the enemy artillery over on this section. Braxton and Jones can also keep up. The next Confederate brigade broke. And I am still amazed that none of them want to give up. Pleasanton, I'm going to order you to march through right. I'm going to order a charge as soon as you are there. But I doubt we are going to see Wright again. Let's get the boys forward and pursue him. Over here, Robertson's artillery is still fighting. Ham finally withdraw after heavy casualties. Wood is still fighting. Let's get these boys forward. Cook is now able to open up on the flank of Adams. Adams is rotating to greet Garfield. Come on, Cook. Very nice volley. Now, charge in. You are still relatively fresh and can pull off this maneuver. There's Sweet and there's Robinson. Upton is hopefully able to hide there. Griffin is taking casualties. Wilson is still a strong opponent. The enemy also still has ammunition, it seems like. Cook, stop your pursuit. Open fire on Wood. Our fight against Wright is still going on. Maybe we can cut him off. Maybe we can completely destroy him. These boys can move up over here. Sweeney can move up over here. Our army is slowly bleeding out, but now I want to finish off the enemy. Robertson is about to fall back. Good volley from Upton. Let's get him through the enemy guns. Let's get Whitting to follow him. We can see that Wilson and Heath are falling back. McCord, you can leave your fortifications. Canfield can now also leave. And we need to continue to push. More enemy artillery is behind our lines. They are still there. I thought that they might have been pulled south to reinforce. Down here, Wright is still fighting. Let's get Price back. I'm simply going to ignore this unit unless we simply have to deal with them. And we are going to focus entirely to our north. Adams is coming up. Upton is going to fire on Swede. And we are going to continue to move forward. Wood is coming back with 800 soldiers. Let's get McCord ready. 1 hour left to hold. And unfortunately, we do not have any supplies in the area. Now, unfortunately, all of our supplies are completely exhausted. Wright is willing to fight. Let's simply send anyone on them. Let's get these boys forward. Let's get Grant forward. Let's get Garfield forward. And let's hope that we are able to recover some of our casualties in the minor engagements that we are soon going to have. Adams is willing to charge. McCook, you are going to counter-charge. And over here we are going to send Canfield on the flank of Helm. Yes, finally 700 soldiers have surrendered. They have the pattern 1853 Enfield. Let's get them off the battlefield. Whiting is fighting against Howard. Sweeney is fighting against Huggins. I guess every other battery has been destroyed. Maybe there are still a couple more over there. And if our soldiers over here would be in better condition, I would like to send them out. I'm going to send Whittaker skirmishers on the flank of Wood though. Upton, open up on Helm. Griffin, you can move forward. How is the situation over here looking? Wright is still fighting. Price, can I get you over? And I want these 10 pounders to move forward. We heard something that sounded like a cavalry charge. It is Durrell. Let's send Whittaker skirmishers to hopefully deal with them. Let's get Russell's boys out. Whittaker, hold and fight. McCord has to deal with Wilson. He is unable to support. Mahone, move forward. Cook and Scales move forward. Upton, move forward. Griffins, move forward. Whiting, open up on Howell. Sweeney, you are on Huggins. Charge him down. Braxton, move up. You are fresh and you still have ammunition. Whittaker is getting rear flanked. You are allowed to shift now as Durrell withdrew. Whittaker skirmishers are not going to stay in the fight for long. They are most likely going to withdraw. All of that is acceptable for me. Let's get Whiting forward on Howell. Sweeney is still dealing with Huggins. Over here, Wright is still fighting. Can we get Price to charge? No, we are not, but we're able to get those boys forward. So once we have connected with them by simply walking through them, we are hopefully able to annihilate this unit. Are we able to catch them? Yes, we can. Most likely we are not able to break Wright. Once more, I don't care about him. McCord, move forward. Canfield, move forward. Mahone, move forward. There is Hotchkiss artillery. Sweeney is still battling Huggins. We see more enemy forces withdrawing over there. And I'm simply going to grab those soldiers and move them through the enemy. And yes, we were able to annihilate Wright, meaning that the forces over here are everything that the Confederates have left. They have 2,100 soldiers, they have 22 artillery pieces, and we still have 38,000 soldiers. A far cry from our army at the beginning. Meaning that my plan to save some of our manpower completely failed. Russell, you need to deal with the advancing cavalry. Come on. Open fire. And their cavalry is falling back for the moment. Forrest is in the area. Canfield move up. Mahone move up. Braxton open fire. Whiting open fire. Where's Sweeney? Move forward. One more battery destroyed. Everyone move up on the double. Russell is about to open up on Helm, but he needs support. Can we get Canfield forward? Very good. Mahone move up over here. Jones move up. There's most likely still some artillery that is withdrawn somewhere. No, in fact not. We have completely destroyed their artillery. They have 2,000 soldiers left, meaning Wood, Helm and their cavalry. That is most likely where Forrest is. Let's get Whittaker's skirmishers to deal with them. And let's get McCord forward. Garfield, you are almost in front of Wood. Charge him down. Support is coming up. Don't you worry, you're not fighting alone. Nope, that's not what I... Come on, I want to grab these soldiers. Garfield, stop reacting to my orders. Over here, Whittaker is unfortunately caught out by the enemy cavalry. I didn't thought they were ready yet. Whittaker might withdraw. Bidwell is down to 200 people. Very good. Now, let's order everyone through Helm. These boys are going to be ordered to get the enemy cavalry. We have 12 minutes more. Maybe we are even able to annihilate the entire Confederate force. If not, it does not matter. Whittaker's skirmishers might be destroyed. I don't really care. I've sped up time now because the battle is already won. 1 minute left. And the battle is over. At the beginning of this long battle, we had 61,700 soldiers and 296 artillery pieces. And after this extended fight, we suffered 20,400 casualties amongst our infantry, and we have lost one of our artillery pieces. On the Confederate side, however, they had 67,700 infantry, 4,100 cavalrymen, and 274 guns. After the battle, they have suffered 52,600 soldiers amongst their infantry, and they have lost over 2,500 men of their cavalry. 190 of their artillery pieces have been destroyed, and 741 of their soldiers have surrendered. We were able to achieve our goals by holding our ground, and the best unit on the battlefield was Stafford with over 2,500 kills, followed by a battery of 10-pounder ordnances with 2,300 kills and Price with 2,000 kills. Our losses are led mostly by the Confederates, and the highest casualties amongst our forces were sustained by Stark, who lost 960 soldiers, followed by Garfield with 944 casualties and Hoffman with 932. Amongst our officer corps, we can once more celebrate a lot of promotions. And we only lost Colonel Ken Jones and Major General Dustin Croft, who got wounded. We were also able to capture large amounts of equipment from the enemy. We got over 1,390 Sharps Model 1855, 490 Remington 1861 and 37 sawed-offs. We also got over 162 hunting rifles. We got 9 10-pounder Parrots, 12 10-pounder ordnances, 4,500 pattern 1853 Enfields, 8 12-pounder Napoleons, 3,650 M1841 Mississippi, 730 MJ&G Type 2, 697 Tyler Texas, 28 12-pounder howitzers, 184 Colt M1855, and over 2,060 Harper's Ferry Model 1855. Last but not least, we were able to rescue over 173 reborn farmers and over 210 farmers from the battlefield. And for actions we have been awarded with the Distinguished Service Cross. We also got 2 career points and 20 reputation, and we have been awarded with $187,500 and 11,300 fresh recruits. Unfortunately not enough to replenish our losses. The 741 prisoners we took got exchanged for 1,000 additional recruits. And many units within our first corps have now reached their 2nd star. The same goes for many units within our 2nd corps. Casualties were high, but hopefully we are able to rebuild. Especially since we can request 8,000 additional units from the government. Next episode we are going to fight in the Battle of Brock Rock, but this has to be it for now. I thank you all for watching and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.